What is going on, NFL Nation? Welcome back to yet another edition of Bleed Orange. Today, we'll be taking a look at the Buffalo Bills 2021 schedule preview and predictions. And today, we are alongside your co-host, of course, Joseph Molecki. How you doing, Joe?
Good. Good.
It is getting to be that time of year, Joe. You can just smell it and sense it in the air. It's almost football season.
Oh, yeah. You can feel it.
May not be as exciting for you Jets fans, but there is hope. I was like these Jets fans all those years.
We're talking
And
about the
then,
Bills today, right?
yeah, we are talking about the
Yeah.
Bills today, but I got to throw some heat on the
Leave my
Jets,
Jets out of it.
I
Leave
just
my
got to
Jets
throw
out
I
of
just
it.
got to throw some heat at the Jets. So today we'll be going over a schedule prediction from week 1 to week 18. Yes, there are 17 games being played this year in the NFL for the first time ever. You know what that means, everyone. The Buffalo Bills will be the first team to go 17-0. I'm just kidding. We don't know that yet. We got to go over this first. You ready, Joe? Week 1?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So week 1, the Bills go off and face the Steelers in Buffalo. And it's going to be the first sold-out crowd since COVID. Outdoors, Big Ben is getting old. A new running back, though, for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Najee Harris. And Mike Tomlin is a great coach and all. But I'm going to have to say the Buffalo Bills win this one due to two things. One, Big Ben is getting really old. And number two, it's going to be a sold-out crowd in Buffalo for the first game of the season, and the players haven't seen that. And Allen hasn't felt that in the longest time, and what he did with no fans will transfer big to what he does with fans. What do you have to say about this game, Joe?
I mean, yeah, it could go both ways. I mean, they got the new rookie running back, Najee Harris, who's supposed to have I think, an outstanding rookie year. But I feel like Bills' run defense will be able to shut him down. And like you said, full crowd. I think the Bills have enough offensive firepower to overpower the Steelers' defense.
Yeah, and it is now we have them both at 1-0. Moving on to week 2, the Buffalo Bills go down to Miami as they take on the Dolphins. Now, let me say one thing about the Dolphins. Josh Allen loves the Dolphins. He's only lost to them one time in his first year in the first game he's ever played against them. Ever since, he's been putting up record numbers, destroying them with every little bit of talent this man has, gunslinging it. And I just got to say, the Dolphins will be better this year. Tua is growing, getting better. But as of now, I see the Buffalo Bills dominating on this team week 2.
And yeah, Landon, I definitely agree. I mean, you remember that, of course, you remember that Buffalo's Miami game when the Bills just killed the Dolphins. And yes, like you said, Dolphins are getting better. They're getting Tua's getting growing, like you said, and their defense is growing. And but I still think the Bills have it over the Dolphins.
Now, the Buffalo Bills, now we have them 2-0 as they take a road trip down to Miami and beat the Dolphins in their home turf in Hard Rock Stadium. Moving on to week 3, I am going to this game in Buffalo. Washington football team are going on to face the Buffalo Bills. And what I got to say about this one is Chase Young is by far the best player on Washington. They don't really have much offensive power, but they do have some defensive power. But the Buffalo Bills are mostly an offensive team with good defense. So if you were to say that Chase Young was going to chase Allen down for all those sacks, I'd tell you you'd be crazy because of one reason and one reason only. Allen does his best against power defenses that like attacking him. He likes moving out of the pocket. He likes scrambling away. He likes throwing downfield on the run to his right. He is just that good at doing that. So with that being said, I think Chase Young is going to be a great player, is a great player already. He's going to have a great career. But Josh Allen and the Bills is not the team to beat right then and there.
Yeah. I mean, I disagree and agree. I disagree that the Washington football team has no offensive power. They have definitely some players on that offense of side of the ball that are growing and getting better every week. But am I saying that's enough to beat the Bills? No, not at all. I think the Bills still have it. And as Chase Young, I like to say like Josh Allen is very hard to sack. I remember watching him with the Jets versus Bills, and we would get a good shot at him, and he'd just find a way to escape. And I think Chase Young's gonna have a tough time trying to sack Josh Allen and just stopping him in general. But I do think the Bills will be able to overpower the Washington football team.
Yeah, I do agree with you in the point that they don't have they don't have a bad offensive power, but you got Ryan Fitzpatrick taking snaps this year, if I'm not mistaken, and you got Heineke as your backup. When I take a look at those two quarterbacks, one, I think Fitzmagic is getting old, and two, Heineke's Heineke. I mean, he did have a great game in the playoffs when he came for that emergency play when he came in emergency, but Ryan Fitzmagic is getting old, and I'm being honest with you. Football, when you're a quarterback, you don't have to be that young. I mean, Tom Brady's showing you. He's coming back year after year after year. I mean, when I'm out of college, Tom Brady still may be in the NFL. He's just, who knows, maybe he'll end up with the Jets next year and win a Super Bowl, just like he did with the Bucks. You never know. If Zach Wilson has a terrible year, he might just ship him off right to New York and turn the team over. So yeah, we both have the Buffalo Bills at 3-0 right now. Moving on to week 4. The Buffalo Bills will go on to face the Houston Texans in Buffalo. Now, Deshaun Watson, you know what, Joe, I'm going to let you talk about this one real quick. What do you think week 4 Bills versus Texans?
Sweep. I think the Bills are just going to sweep them. Honestly, I mean, you don't really hear much about the Houston Texans other than Deshaun Watson, and who knows if he's even going to play. No one knows, and I just think the Buffalo Bills are just going to go in there and just sweep them.
Yeah, I think so too. Deshaun Watson is a huge question mark, still in those scandals, but for now, he is a Texan, and him and J.J. Watt are still the duo. But have to give Bills a win based on all the stuff going on. Deshaun Watson's a great quarterback, doesn't have many offensive weapons to work with. J.J. Watt on the defensive side of the ball is great. Not great, but, you know.
Well, that's the thing. They don't have J.J. Watt anymore.
Oh, yeah.
J.J. Watt's at the Cardinals, so they have nobody. Nobody on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, man, the Texans really are hurting. I totally forgot about that. Huh.
Yep. So if Deshaun Watson is still a Texan and is going to be able to play this season, it's him by himself.
If they have him. And if they don't, they're going to be the 2020 Jets.
Worse. First team to ever go 0-17.
You're right. Yeah. So the Bills really single-handedly got to go 4-0 here no matter what. Moving on to week 5, the Buffalo Bills move on to go to Arrowhead Stadium, going on to play the Kansas City Chiefs for the first time ever since, the devastating loss in the AFC Championship that ended the Bills' season. Now, Stephon Diggs, I'm going to tell you a real quick story. Stephon Diggs stayed on the field in Arrowhead and watched the Kansas City Chiefs celebrate their AFC Championship title as motivation. And he said, I'm using this to motivate me to be where they are, except they're the ones that go down. And this is their shot to go to Arrowhead and take down the Kansas City Chiefs. It's not just Diggs that feels that way. Allen feels that way. He's the most motivated kid, most motivated guy out there in the NFL. And I truly believe that the Buffalo Bills will go out there and beat the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs will take a step down from last year to this year. There's no way they're making 3 Super Bowls in a row. Kelsey's getting older by the second. Mahomes is growing, but I don't think he can keep up those magic numbers. I really, truly don't. So I have the Bills going to Arrowhead and beating the Chiefs. There you go. What do you guys say?
Well, I think I'm gonna have to disagree.
All right.
I mean, it's home field advantage, and I feel that's like a tiebreaker for me because I remember when we were talking about the AFC Championship, we didn't know who was gonna win. Both teams had their benefits, and the Chiefs have Patty Mahomes, Bills have Josh Allen, and I think, and you also have to think Arrowhead's gonna have full capacity, and I don't know. I think the Chiefs are gonna pull the dub.
All right. So Joe has the Chiefs at the Bills at 4-1. I have them at 5-0. Going on to face Tennessee at Tennessee the next week. Now, last year the Buffalo Bills got smoked by the Titans. Played a terrible game in my opinion. A lot of people were out with COVID. It was the first Tuesday night football game in all of history. So you kind of got to wipe that out. This whole Tennessee team is a totally different team than they were last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Julio Jones is one of the biggest additions, if not the biggest. And Derrick Henry still motoring. It's going to be a Tannehill, Julio. It's going to be a Henry against defense. It's like they're really good at running the ball. They're really good at passing the ball. This is where I see the Buffalo Bills losing their first game. And this Titans team is going to be the best team in the AFC or the second best team in the AFC. Behind or in front of the Bills, in my opinion, this year. And this will be, in my opinion, the AFC Championship of this year. And right now, I see the Buffalo Bills losing to the Tennessee Titans and going 5-1. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, last season, Titans were they were a running team. They had Derrick Henry, handed it off to Derrick Henry, let him do his magic, and that's how they got most of the wins. But like you said, biggest addition they've added is Julio Jones, so they're going to be able to run the ball like Derrick Henry and just run all over teams like they have, and just throw it up for Julio Jones for touchdowns, and I really think it's going to be hard to stop.
Yeah, I do too. So you have the Bills going 4-2 now?
Yep.
4-2 for Joe, 5-1 for me. Now they have a week to recuperate. After losing two straight losses, in Joe's opinion, they have a bye week in week 7. I have the Bills going 5-1 after a loss, still to the Titans, moving on to the bye week. The next week, they play the Dolphins in Buffalo. The Dolphins do want revenge, but the Bills won't lose 2 in a row, in my opinion, or 3 in a row, in Joe's opinion, going 4-3 for him. I just don't see the Buffalo Bills losing 2 in a row. And I'm going to say the Buffalo Bills beat the Dolphins. Again, Josh Allen's favorite team to face on Halloween. Joe?
Yeah, I definitely agree. In my opinion, after the Bills losing 2 straight games, they're going to have that bye week to just gather everything, fix what they had to fix, and then come out guns blazing against the Miami Dolphins and just beat them. And I don't see them losing out of the bye week. Based on the Bills, they'll be able to know what they have to fix it, and just take out the Dolphins.
Yeah, so Joe has the Bills going 5-2, and I have the Bills going 6-1 here. Moving on to Week 9, I'm excited to watch this game. I'm excited to see Trevor Lawrence play. It is Week 9. The Buffalo Bills will go down to Jacksonville, and take on the Jaguars. New coach in Urban Meyer, new quarterback in Trevor Lawrence, new running back in Travis Etienne. So many new weapons. But here's the deal. I don't think that they will be good for another year or two. But when they're good, they'll be good. And they will be a threat. But as of now, I see the Buffalo Bills beating down on the Jaguars for now. 7-1 for me. You?
And yeah, I agree with you because they got Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, like you said, but they're rookies. They're growing. And like I think in the next 2 years, they keep building on that team, building around Trevor Lawrence and building around their offensive weapons. They'll be able to be good enough to be competitors against the Buffalo Bills at one point, or maybe even playoff contenders. But that's how that all revolves around how Trevor Lawrence develops and how Travis Etienne develops, mostly on Trevor Lawrence to build his team up.
Yep. That is exactly what I think too. 7-1 for me and 6-2 for Joe. Moving on to Week 10. In New York, the Buffalo Bills go on to face Zach Wilson, Robert Saleh, and the Jets. New coach, new quarterback, yet again. 2 teams in a row. The Jets are going to be making growth strides, at least from what they did last year, getting more than 1 or 2 wins. What'd you get, 1 or 2?
2.
Oh, they got 2 wins. Yep. They're going to get at least 5, in my opinion. 6, maybe even 7, but that's the most, in my opinion. The Jets will be good, just like the Jaguars, but not this year. I have the Bills smoking the Jets here in Week 10, beating them, going 8-1. And Joe, I'm going to tell you, don't be so biased. You can't be biased. Now how it works here on the Bleed Orange Network, we are all opinionated, but we put what we know first.
So I think every time I look at the Jets schedule, my favorite game that comes up on our schedule is the Jets-Bills game. I feel every time the Jets plays the Bills, it's always a tough game, always a great game. It's always close. It doesn't matter how bad the Jets are, or how bad the Bills are, or how good the Bills are. I remember last season, it was week 1, but it was a
Week
good game.
1. Week 1.
Week 1, you still had your whole team though.
Okay.
I mean, and like the Jets got all these new weapons and Robert Saleh just building our team back up on our feet. And I don't, like you said, I don't think we're going to be good. I think we're going to be good, but not good yet. I mean, hopefully 9 wins, maybe 8. It's hard. It's hard to say. It all depends on how Zach Wilson develops, how how the season plays out. You never know. Injuries could happen. You never know what could happen in the season. But I think Bills take the win.
All right.
Unfortunately,
I
sad to
have the
say.
Bills going 8-1. Joe has it going 7-2. Moving on to Week 11. Versus the Colts. The last time these 2 teams met were in the playoffs. Rivers is gone. Carson Wentz is hurt for now. Don't know what's going to happen with him. So don't have much to say. T.Y. Hilton is their best player, and he just so happens to face up with Tre'Davious White, our best cornerback. I'm going to say that the Bills take the win against the Colts, even though the Colts want revenge. The Bills are going to take the win against the Colts in Buffalo and take the win.
Yeah, I think the only thing I definitely agree with you but it depends. I think the only thing the Colts have going for them is their defense. Their defense is what helped them get them in the playoffs, and their running back Jonathan Taylor, he had a pretty successful season. And I really think, I don't know. I think the Bills are going to have it.
I do too, especially because even though their defense is overpowering, the Buffalo Bills just plow through every defense that comes in their path. And the defense, our defense, holds up all the time. And the Buffalo Bills just like to plow right through their opponents, no matter who it is. And the Colts have a good defense, but not enough to stop the Bills. I have the Bills going 9-1 here, and Joey has them going 8-2. Week 12, Thanksgiving, not to mention, at the Saints in New Orleans. The Bills love Thanksgiving and are 1-0 so far. Saints will take a step down, in my opinion, losing Drew Brees. And who's going to be their starting quarterback? Taysom Hill or Jameis Winston is the big question. Who do you think is going to win the starting job, Joe? You're muted.
Well, it depends on like who wins the job. Based on
No, it doesn't matter on who wins the job.
Yeah. Well, it depends on. Yeah, it does because it depends on how they take it as a season and how they go through the
Yeah.
season. But I think Jameson Winston's going to win the job because based on what I've been hearing and seeing, I think he's really committed to the New Orleans Saints and growing with Drew Brees, learning a lot from him. I think he's going to be able to get the job done.
Yeah, me too, in my opinion. But I don't know if Jameis Winston is a Drew Brees. And this team, do they still have Michael Thomas?
Yeah, they have
They
Michael
do.
Thomas tomorrow.
They do, but Kamara is gonna be their biggest threat, and not really throwing game this year. And the Buffalo Bills have a good run defense. At least they really did last year. So with that being said, I think the Buffalo Bills take down the New Orleans Saints on Thanksgiving at 8:20 on NBC.
Yep. I think I agree with you because I think if Bills can shut down Alvin Kamara, and I don't think Jameson Winston's going to be able to. And Bills do have a pretty good secondary as well.
Very good secondary.
So if they can shut down both of their most powerful offensive weapons, I think Bills can get the job done.
Yes, I do too. 10-1, I have the Bills, and 9-2 for Joe. Moving on to week 13. Now, the Patriots, they in Buffalo. This game is going to be a toss-up at QB. Right now for Pats, there is a toss-up, Mac Jones or Cam Newton. The rookie or the fancy guy who likes to wear some cool clothes like Joe and his glasses right now.
Oh, yeah.
I think Cam Newton's going to win it out. I like Mac Jones more. But Mac Jones isn't going to win it out, at least in the start of the season. But if Cam does what he did last year, it's over. It's over. So with that being said, just because the Patriots are going to be good this year, a legitimate contender to compete with the Bills, but not definitely not going to win the division. It's a toss-up. This game is a toss-up. I have the Bills losing this game to the Patriots.
Wow.
Never thought I'd say it, Joe. I never thought I'd say it. I have the Bills losing to the Patriots. They did go undefeated last year. The Buffalo Bills did go undefeated in the AFC East. I do think they're gonna lose one game, and it's gonna be to the Patriots.
Now, how did they do? How did the Buffalo Bills do against the Patriots last season?
The Bills against the Patriots last year?
Yeah.
We won on a fumble, the first time we met them in Buffalo, and when we met them at the Patriots, we annihilated them like 38-7.
Well, the biggest thing that's going to be for the Patriots is, like you said, Cam Newton or Mac Jones. I think Cam Newton's going to take the job. Mac Jones learns from Cam Newton, and who knows, maybe there'll be a QB1 switch in the middle of the season. You never know. But the biggest thing for me with the Patriots is COVID. During COVID, Patriots lost their top defense players. And now that Patriots can get their full defense, all their players back, no opt-outs, the Patriots have their defense, and their defense is pretty good. So I feel like, I think Patriots take round one.
You think they're gonna get the win?
Yeah.
Oh man, all right. So I have the Buffalo Bills going 13-2 here. Or no, sorry. Um, sorry, 10-2. Moving on to week 14. Brady meets the Buffalo Bills once again with his new team. This time, I do see the luck changing, and the Bills will take down the Bucs in their good defense. The only issue I do believe will happen is stopping Gronk. And if the Buffalo Bills are good at stopping tight ends this year, we're set. But Mark Andrews for the Ravens, Travis Kelce for the Chiefs, both love the Bills' defense because they really are good at getting under their skin. I do see the Buffalo Bills finally beating Brady with his new team and the defending Super Bowl champs. I believe they will take a step down this year. The Bucs will make a playoff appearance, just not a Super Bowl. Not the team they were last year in that magic Brady year. I think it's time Brady retires. Joe.
I think it's going to be a very good game because it's two very good teams. But I don't think Tom Brady is really slowing down. I think that Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Tom Brady are going to pick up right where they left off last season, and I think that's a dub for the Buccaneers. Honestly.
You think the Buccaneers are going to win?
Yep. Honestly, I do.
All right.
Yeah,
So that has Joey picking the Buffalo Bills to lose twice in a row, twice this season. They're only 4 losses. I have the Bills going 11-2, and Joe has the Bills going 10-4 or 9-4. 9-4. Yeah. Moving on to week 15 versus the Panthers. Sam Darnold goes from Jets to Panthers. Jets ruined him. Adam Gase ended his career almost.
Adam Gase ruined him. Ruined him.
But I think he's going to do a little better with the Panthers.
I feel like Adam Gase ruined him. But the thing that saves Sam Darnold is how young he is. And since he's so young, I think the Panthers can fix him. He can get in the right coaching staff, get with the right players, the right team, and they can really fix him, and he can go up to the potential that he was supposed to be and have a good, successful season.
Okay. Not a good, successful season, in my opinion. I think the Panthers are going to be terrible, except for CMC. The Bills are going to beat up on this team. We're going to annihilate them. There's no shot that we lose 3 in a row. In your opinion, there's no shot. We are going to annihilate the Panthers in the biggest blowout you've seen since last year when we beat the Dolphins. That's my opinion. And at that point, would have them going 12-2.
I think the Bills are going to win, but I don't think the Bills are going to win as much as you think. I don't think it's going to be a close game, but I don't think they're really going to annihilate them. I
Okay.
think I definitely think they're gonna win by a good
All
bunch.
right. So Joe thinks they're going to win. Moving on to week 16 at the Patriots. The Bills meet Patriots for second time. Just get ready for this one. There's no way they sweep the Bills. No way. In my opinion, the Bills are just going to go to the Patriots in New England and destroy them. Just like they did last year on ESPN. Even though there is home field advantage, there's no way they're losing to the Patriots.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Bills are gonna win. There's no way they lose to the Patriots 2 times in a row. I think the Bills are gonna figure out what they did wrong in the first game and figure it out like they did last season and just beat them.
Yep. So I have the Bills going 13-2 here. Joe has them going 12-3. Correct? 12-3.
11-4.
12-4. 12-4. Now, moving on to week 17. All right, the Falcons. Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. Same team, but without their best player in Julio Jones. This team will be the 2020 Jets. I truly think they're not going to be that good, even though they did get a new wide receiver. No, this team's going to be a hot mess. And I have the Buffalo Bills taking this win against the Falcons, going 14-2. What do you have them doing?
The Buffalo Bills will destroy the Falcons.
Yeah, that's all it really needs to be said. Losing their best player. Matt Ryan still is a good quarterback with no weapons. They get a new wide receiver. Not really going to help them this year. Maybe the year after that.
I don't think Kyle Pitts is going to be able to be enough to turn the Falcons around. I think they really need some D guys, but we'll see.
We will see. Oh, we'll see, all right. All over CBS Sports when they go 0-17. But moving on to week 18 versus the Jets in Buffalo. The Jets are going to be better this year. And this is week 18. So the Buffalo Bills, in my opinion, since they're 14-2, will be fighting for an AFC number 1 seed. And there's no way they can drop this game to the Jets. They can't at all if they're 14-2. So I have them going 15-2 to end the season, getting the number 1 seed. Now, Joe, you can agree with me that if the Bills go 14-2, that they will beat the Jets. But in your opinion, if they have 4 losses and they are not a contender for the 1 seed, they can lose to the Jets. Do you agree, though, that in my projections, they can't lose to the Jets and they will not lose to the Jets if they go 14-2?
Yeah. Say if in your projection, if you guess right, they're not losing to the Jets. But in my situation with the Buffalo Bills, if they're 13-4,
Yeah.
12-4,
12-4.
and say hypothetically, if the Jet season goes as well as I want it to go, there is a chance. No, not really. But say, all right, open-minded like this. Hypothetically, the Jets have to win 1 game to get in playoffs. 1 game.
Where is your dream Jets team at? Like, what record are they at right now? You think they're gonna make the playoffs?
10-7. It's my dream, but I don't know. It's hard to say. The last couple weeks is based on what position are you in playoffs. So say hypothetically, Jets need to win 2 games to get in the playoffs. They're gonna fight like heck to win those games. But say if the Bills say they go 14-2, they want to keep that number 1 spot. They're not losing to the Jets. They're not losing to the Falcons. They're not losing to those teams because they want that number 1 spot. So you never know. But I think I want to say Jets win, but it's bad.
I'll say it for you, Joe. I'll say it for you. You think the Buffalo Bills are going to take away a playoff spot from the Jets?
No.
No, you think they're going to win?
I don't think the Jets are going to have a playoff spot.
Okay, so you think the Bills are going to take away the Jets?
I think
Sweep
the
them.
Jets aren't going to have a chance in the playoffs, but I don't think the Jets are going to go out with a loss. I
Okay.
feel the Jets are going to want to win more than the Bills because the Bills are clinched playoffs. They're going to the playoffs. They have a secondary season. Jets don't.
So this season didn't go as well as last year, but where do you see the Bills going in the postseason?
Well, there's chances they can go back in the AFC. I want to say they go. What's before the AFC Championship? Division round?
The divisional round.
I think they're gonna lose in the divisional round.
I have the Buffalo Bills going to the Super Bowl this year and winning it. That's just how it's gonna work out. But you have to agree, if they get the 1 seed, they'll have an easier trip and a bye.
If
What do
they
you
have the
think
number
happens
one
then?
seed, yes. If they have number 1 seed, they go AFC Championship. But I
All
don't
right.
think that.
All right. You heard it here. Thank you guys all for tuning in today. We will be coming out with a few more teams previews, and Syracuse football is coming up in a couple of weeks. 10 more days, everyone. 10 more days till Syracuse football. And everything will be here on the Bleed Orange Network. Previews, live, everything. And we'll be broadcasting that. Thank you all for tuning in today. Joe, you got anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
All right, sounds good. End of the year records. I had the Bills going 15-2. Joey has the Bills going 12-5. I will see you guys all on the next edition of Bleed Orange, and we'll see you guys in the next video.